Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Young and the Restless spoilers. Connor Newman's OCD linked to unknown trauma from his new school. Young and the Restless, Lion R. Spoilers indicate that Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, have been reeling since their son Connor Newman, Judah Mackey, was diagnosed with obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. The next shoe dropped when they arrived at his Maryland treatment center when the doctors asked them to leave right away because they believed his parents may be triggers for his condition. Are they to blame, or is there a missing piece to this puzzle? I and our spoilers suggest that Chelsea came home, blaming herself for being sent away and her past depression issues, while Adam felt like something was off with the facility. His thought was that maybe they purposely sent him away to earn Connor's trust so they could brainwash the child into wanting to stay for more and more treatment, thus feeding their corporate money-making machine. Still, the facility being a scam could be true. However, are Connor's parents forgetting a step? Connor has had a very unstable upbringing with a history of mental health issues, therapy, and unruly behavior. He's been on a roller coaster ride since the day he was born, with major traumatic events along the way. Still, his OCD surfaced while at his new school, which was supposed to help him thrive. For fans that recall, the new school supposedly focused on their students' mental health. Could something have happened to Connor at his new school that he hasn't shared with anyone? Like a possible sexual assault or over-the-top bullying that he's blacked out. Maybe it's one of the teachers there or the dean himself. If the school referred him to a therapist, who then referred them to this treatment center, could it be a chain in a highly organized cult that purposely traumatizes kids for monetary gain or something else? Has Connor suffered a traumatizing event at his new school to explain his current OCD? Share your thoughts. Make sure to watch the popular CBS soap daily to stay on top of the drama, and visit this site often for the best Young and the Restless news, spoilers, and updates. In the quaint town of Genoa City, where secrets linger in the air like whispers and the sunlight dances on the surface of its hidden mysteries, there's a tale woven intricately within the fabric of its families. Among them, the Newmans stand tall, their lives a canvas painted with drama and intrigue, and at the heart of it all lies the story of young Connor Newman. The morning sunlight filtered through the curtains, casting a soft glow on the elegant furnishings of the Newman mansion. Victoria Newman stood in the grand foyer, her expression drawn with concern as she watched her son, Connor, meticulously arranging his toys on the coffee table. At 7 years old, Connor was a bright and sensitive child, but Victoria couldn't shake the feeling that something troubled him, something beyond the typical whims of childhood. "Connor, sweetheart, are you ready for breakfast?" Victoria's voice was gentle, but it seemed to startle Connor, who froze mid-arrangement, his hazel eyes darting around the room. Victoria approached him slowly, kneeling down to his level. "It's okay, honey, you can finish later. Let's go eat together, okay?" As they sat at the table, the clinking of cutlery against china filled the silence between them. Victoria watched Connor with a mixture of love and concern, her maternal instincts urging her to unravel the mystery of her son's behavior. She knew he had been struggling since they moved to Genoa City, but she couldn't pinpoint the source of his distress. Later that day, Victoria received a call from Connor's school. Her heart sank as the principal explained that Connor had been having difficulties in class, struggling to concentrate and exhibiting signs of obsessive-compulsive behavior. Victoria's mind raced with worry as she listened, her thoughts consumed by a single question: what had happened to her son and his new school? Determined to uncover the truth, Victoria delved into Connor's world, piecing together fragments of information like a detective solving a puzzle. She visited his school, spoke with his teachers, and sought advice from experts in childhood psychology. Yet, despite her efforts, the truth remained elusive, hidden behind a veil of silence that seemed impenetrable. Meanwhile, Connor's struggles persisted, his OCD symptoms escalating with each passing day. He would spend hours arranging his toys, meticulously organizing his belongings, and washing his hands until they were raw and chapped. Victoria watched with a heavy heart, feeling powerless to ease her son's suffering. One evening, as Victoria tucked Connor into bed, he turned to her with a solemn expression. "Mom, I don't know why I do these things." Tears welled up in Victoria's eyes as she pulled Connor into a tight embrace. "Oh, sweetheart," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "We'll figure this out together, I promise." Determined to help her son, Victoria embarked on a journey of discovery, delving into Connor's past in search of clues that might unlock the secrets of his OCD. She combed through old photographs and mementos, hoping to find a connection, a thread that tied his symptoms to a specific event or trauma. Then, one day, Victoria stumbled upon an old journal tucked away in Connor's room. As she flipped through its pages, her heart skipped a beat as she came across an entry written in her son's childish scrawl. "Today was my first day at my new school. I felt scared and alone, like I didn't belong. Everyone stared at me like I was different. I just want to go back to my old school, where things were normal." Victoria's hands trembled as she read the words, the pieces of the puzzle finally falling into place. Connor's OCD wasn't just a random quirk. It was a manifestation of his fear and anxiety, rooted in the trauma of starting over in a new environment. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Victoria reached out to Connor's therapist, Dr. Reynolds, sharing her discovery and seeking guidance on how to help her son heal. Together, they developed a treatment plan tailored to Connor's needs, incorporating therapy, medication, and support from loved ones. Slowly but surely, Connor began to make progress, his OCD symptoms gradually receding as he confronted his fears and learned to cope with his anxiety. With each passing day, Victoria watched with pride as her son grew stronger, his resilience shining like a beacon of hope in the darkness that had once consumed him. And as the shadows of his new school faded into the past, replaced by the warmth of love and understanding, Connor Newman emerged stronger than ever, a testament to the power of courage, compassion, and the unbreakable bond between a mother and her child. Title: Unraveling Connor Newman's Mystery, the Untold Trauma Behind the OCD. The halls of Genoa City buzzed with whispers and anticipation as the sun cast long shadows over its quaint streets. The residents of this illustrious town were no strangers to drama, but a new storyline was about to unfold, one that would tug at the heartstrings of its loyal viewers. At the center of it all was young Connor Newman, the pint-sized scion of two of the town's most prominent families, the Newmans and the Abbotts. Connor, with his cherubic face and bright eyes, had captured the hearts of viewers since his birth. But in recent weeks, something had shifted. His once carefree demeanor had been replaced by a nervous energy, an anxiousness that seemed to hang around him like a dark cloud. It was a typical day at Genoa City Elementary, where Connor attended school alongside the children of other affluent families. But for Connor, it was anything but typical. As he sat in his classroom, his hands twitching uncontrollably, his mind raced with intrusive thoughts that threatened to consume him. The other children whispered and pointed, but Connor was lost in his own world, a world filled with rituals and compulsions that he couldn't escape. His teacher, Mrs. Jenkins, watched with concern as Connor struggled to focus on his schoolwork. She had noticed a change in him over the past few weeks, a change that she couldn't quite put her finger on. She had tried to reach out to his parents, but they were always too busy with their own lives to notice. As the day wore on, Connor's anxiety reached a fever pitch. He couldn't shake the feeling that something terrible was about to happen, something that would shatter the fragile illusion of safety that he had built around himself. And then it happened. A loud bang echoed through the halls, followed by screams of terror. The school erupted into chaos as panicked students and teachers scrambled for safety. But for Connor, the chaos was a welcome distraction from the turmoil raging inside his own mind. In the aftermath of the incident, as the dust settled and the extent of the damage became clear, Connor's parents rushed to his side, their faces etched with worry. They had always suspected that something was amiss with their son, but they never imagined it would come to this. As they sat in the hospital waiting room, waiting for news of Connor's condition, they were approached by Dr. Rachel Thompson, a renowned child psychologist who had been called in to assess the situation. Dr. Thompson had seen cases like Connor's before, cases where seemingly innocuous events triggered a cascade of anxiety and fear. As she spoke with Connor's parents, she gently probed for clues about his behavior, searching for the underlying trauma that had led to his debilitating OCD, and then it came to light.